Okay, time now is 11:20 a.m. on August 15th. 2 days left. Fuck. Yeah, that's great. I know. 2 days. Um, I slept from 4:45 till 10. I woke up by the alarm. And the reason why I woke up so early is because I don't know if I'm having lunch with Cedric or Pink today, because Pink said it's likely she'll work overtime on Friday, and then last night Cedric's like, okay, I'll check tomorrow if I can do the 16th. And then this morning, Cedric's like, at 7 something a.m., Cedric's like, I'm already at work. So I guess that's a shame. And again, Cedric's so vague, and I'm like, so no today? And Cedric's like, no, I'm in Quarry Bay, so no. So I told Pink, okay, let's meet up today then. So yeah. So so Pink, her lunch break starts at 1 p.m. but it ends at 2. So we pretty much have only an hour to talk and chat. But it's okay. And then Cedric, I'm not even sure if I'll even be able to meet him at all tomorrow. And if I can't meet him at all tomorrow, then I guess I'll have to wait for a whole year later. But, yeah, so that's that. But today's gonna be a hella busy day. I'm gonna meet up with Pink, and then I'm going to have a haircut at Admiralty, and then I'm going to, have dinner with Justin T, and then I'll go home. Hopefully an early dinner, because I do want to go home at night early to enjoy the night and do my own stuff. Last night, productive, given the time restraints I have, I guess I was sort of productive. I tried to watch Written on the Wind, the film, but it keeps fucking buffering. Every half a minute-ish, it keeps buffering, it keeps stopping, it keeps jumping, and I just can't handle it, so I watched The Boys. But at some point it also kept buffering, so I watched half of a TV episode and also half of a film. So today I need to finish half a film and another documentary, and maybe tomorrow I can finish that Boys episode. Yeah, I did draw, which is very nice. I do think that by the end of the month, I might be able to draw a pretty good Loomis head and my own room. But yeah. And that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. I went back to sleep. I woke up at 11 again. It's so cold. The AC I turned on and made it so cold. I don't know why this corner is hurting. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically it today. I have nothing to say, really. I have nothing important to say. Yeah, that's it. Moving on to round 5, baby.
I'm doing nothing for him. Well, do it for me then. Oh, sorry, Sean. It's all right. No.
Okay, time now is 11:41 p.m. Yeah. So today, what happened today? I went to have lunch with Pink. So today was supposedly a sophisticated day, but it turned out to be not so sophisticated after all. Um, I I I went to see Pink. So I was gonna do an album review before I leave, but I didn't because I was gonna be late. And given that I and Pink only have 1 hour to have dinner, her lunch break starts at 1 and it must end at 2. I cannot be late for a single second. This is the only time in the entirety of 2024 where I can see Pink. 1 hour. That's it. Right? It's fucking hilarious, actually. Again, like back in the 2018, 2019, I see Pink every day, 5 days a week. But now, 1 hour per year. So I saw Pink. I went to the Hyson Place food court. I was late for a couple minutes, but it was there. And she was late for 40 minutes. So I waited. I walked around the food court, just wandering around, not doing anything. And I waited, and finally she responded, and then it took a while, and then 40 minutes later at 1:40 she finally arrived. And it's not her fault. She was forced to go overtime. But because of that, she can now return to office at 2:30 p.m., not 2 p.m. So we had about 50 minutes. So I immediately bought lunch. The thing is, I wanted to eat Korean toast. Back in, I believe, January of 2023, I found out about this place and I was like, oh my god, I wanted to try it. But I didn't have the chance to. And then in September, the last time I went back to Hong Kong, I also didn't try it. So I thought, okay, this time I gotta try it. And oh boy, the restaurant is gone. It's not here anymore. It's fucking gone. So I just missed it. A whole restaurant appeared and disappeared in the span of 2 years, and I couldn't try it. So it's funny. It's one of the things I want to do on my to-do list is to try the Korean toast restaurant at the Hyson Place food court. I had several things. I had several items. Buy souvenir. Go to the Apichapong Cool exhibition at the M Plus Museum. I've done that. Visit the Hall Park Mansion. Done that. Short film. Done that. Watch Look Back. Done that. But the Korean toast, I'm afraid I'll never be able to get it. But who knows, in LA I'm sure I'll get the chance. But it's not the same restaurant, you know. But anyways, that's that. But it's fine. So instead I got kamjai, the noodles, which is also important because it's an iconic noodle place, noodle chain restaurant. Gotta try it once, you know. Got the fatty beef, got the enoki mushrooms. It's fine. $70. I thought I could get water, but apparently they don't even let you have water, so I had to spend $8 more to buy a can of soda, which is I got Sprite. So yeah, I and Pink talked, and surprisingly, we didn't have much to say. I asked Pink, so how it's been? And Pink's like, not much, just work. I think everyone has similar answers. Leia's like, not much, just finished studying, went to Thailand to do surgery. For Nick, he's been studying at Hong Kong University for a master's degree. For Leia, for Pink, she's working physical therapy, and then she has a side gig which is teaching yoga. And that's it. Everyone's lives are very plain and simple and boring and adult. Everyone's living adult lives, things that adults do, work or study, perhaps, just normal things. So yeah, I told Pink about my stuff, but honestly, I don't have much else to say to her. I told her about USC, I told her about the time I went to Mexico, I told her about Cannes Film Festival, and I realized that I don't really have much to say to her either. And then that's it. We didn't talk about love and romance and all that jazz, which is fine. There's really nothing to say. Again, like, life slowly becomes more and more wordless. And yeah, it's depressing, but I think I've gotten used to that, you know? I've gotten used to the fact that life becomes simpler and simpler as you grow up. Yet, it becomes more and more complicated. But it becomes less and less interesting, that's the truth. So, we finished the lunch. Pink brought her own lunchbox, because her, I guess, parents or whatever forgot that she's having lunch with a friend, so they packed her a lunchbox, so she ate that. And then that's it. And then it was raining a little bit. I walked her to her workplace. I didn't go up the building, but below the building, and said goodbye. And then I was like, see you next year. And she's like, yeah. Boom. She's gone. There goes another one. I don't know why, but saying goodbye this time felt real. Because this time I'm going to be gone for a year. And yeah, you know, I've been gone for like 8 months, but a year, I don't know, there's something very final about this actually. Not only am I losing this room, but also, I don't know, it just feels like I've come to, there's a balance, right? There is my old life, you know, the school, the people I used to know, Hong Kong. And then there's the new life, LA, filmmaking, new people. I finally come to a transitional point, or not transitional, but I finally come to a point where the new life now weighs heavier than the old life. And now the old life doesn't seem to matter as much. And it's not that I don't feel anything about my old life. In fact, I feel too much about my old life. More than your average person. But my new life is now more interesting and more important. And duty calls, you know. So somehow I'm more excited about the new life. I'm less excited about seeing Cedric and seeing Natalie. I mean, they're nice, but I'm more looking forward to USC. That's my main thing now. You know, I finally reached that point. But yeah, see you next year, Pink. So I asked Justin T, when do you want to meet up? When and where? And he's like, isn't it tomorrow? And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's today. So he thought it was tomorrow night, which is unequivocally false, because earlier in the Instagram chat, I told him 15th, literally. And he's like, is tomorrow night okay? And I'm like, no, because it's the final dinner I'm having with my parents. It's important. And I'm like, are you not free the whole day today? And he's like, yeah, I gotta go to the M Plus Museum. And I'm like, the whole day? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, well. And then he's like, okay, well, I guess we can meet in LA. Honestly, it's no big deal. Justin T is from the New World, so, you know, it's just funny that we both came back to Hong Kong, but we just can't for the life of us meet because we're both too busy. But we'll be meeting again very soon, in LA. So, and he's got to live near USC. So, honestly, out of anyone in LA, like Hong Kongers, the people that's easiest to meet for me is Justin T, actually. Like, even Rachel, she lives in freaking Sawtell. Okay, now next question. So dinner's canceled. I am having dinner tonight at home. So afterwards, I went to Central. When I was at Causeway Bay with Pink, my mom was at Central, and my mom called me a couple times and showed me where to buy souvenirs. So it's in Central Market. And then, so I went to Central Market, and my mom's not there anymore, and I had to buy souvenir. And then I fucking realized that, oh shit, there's money here. and I forgot to bring it. So I used my own credit card to buy the souvenir, and I ended up buying $482 worth of souvenir. Holy fuck. But it's for 8 people and a fridge magnet for my brother's old host family. A return gift my mom told me to buy. But yeah, I got a lot of souvenirs. I'm expecting to give some to Tova, Naja, Cliff, Elin, Ken, Ariel, Michelle, and Ikuo. That's 8 people. Speaking of Naja, last night I finally listened to the sound mix for my short film by Naja. It's not bad. It definitely sounds complete, which I'm not used to. At first I'm like, wow, why does it sound like this? And I realized that this is the first time I've ever had a sound properly mixed by a sound mixer. But there are some moments that just do not work at all, unfortunately. There are some intentional jump scares and dramatic scary music that just does not work at all. It's too on the nose. My approach is subtle. So Naja immediately gave me a new mix, so I'm gonna listen to it later. So I went to the haircut place. I arrived at 3:30. And the barber was like, oh, you're gonna wait for a long time. Turns out I didn't wait for a long time. At around 4, he gave me a haircut, and this is such a fast haircut. Last time I had the haircut at the same place, it was like 3 hours long. This time it was like 45 minutes. It was a very simple trim, you know. Honestly, this hair doesn't look too different from the hair I had earlier in July when I just had the haircut. It's pretty similar. The thing is, I don't have cash, so my mom's gonna pay in the future. And then, yeah, that's it. And then I left and I just went back home. So I arrived home at around 5:30. Originally, I thought today's gonna be like whole day outside, no time for myself. Thankfully, I do have time for myself now. So I had a good dinner at home, and just enjoyed being here, and now I have time to like draw. I also filmed a review after the haircut. Now I have time to edit. Now I have time to chill. Tomorrow I'm seeing Cedric. I was really worried that I can't see Cedric. I can, so that's good. I'm seeing him just for a little bit. It's whatever. And then I'm going to Taiku to do my glasses, and also probably buy clothes, buy underwear and pants, and then yeah, and then that's pretty much it. I do need new underwear. Maybe it's like the washing machine in the USA that's problematic, but there are holes in my shirts, underwear, pants, socks. They all have holes. It's never happened before in Hong Kong. It's only happening in America. Something's wrong with American washing machines and drying machines. Yeah, I'm excited to help out with the HKOS Film Festival. I spoke with the CEO. I think I call her Kay, so I'm going to keep calling her Kay. She spoke with me a little bit. She's like, thank you, and she told me to fill in a Google form. And the first 4 screenings are not at Whittier, which is amazing. The first 2 screenings is in near Koreatown, and then the next 2 screenings is at USC every Tuesday, 2 consecutive Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. And then I was like, hold on. Late August, and August 28th, or was it 27th? August 27th and September 3rd. Classes have begun, and then I check. I have a Tuesday class at 6, right on time. So that's fucking ironic. They're coming to USC to do the film screenings, and I'm busy. So yeah, I told Kay, and Kay's like, oh, don't worry, just let me know when else are you free. But yeah. I'm still super willing to help out on the first 2 screenings, but I'm scared Kay is going to do the, oh, well, we don't need your help, so you're not a volunteer, so if you want to come, you need to pay thing. But I did tell Justin T about this festival. So again, like, Kay yelled at me and Pepper, and Kay probably expected that both of us will never return. I will return because I believe in Hong Kong cinema, not because I believe in her. You know? So I'm being nice about this. So please be nice to me too, you know? But yeah. That's unfortunate. But whenever there's a break or something like that, I can just jump from Norris Theater to SCA and then, you know, and then I'll be there. I did have, for a split second, I thought about dropping that class, but then I thought, why am I dropping such a good class just for a film festival? I'm not earning money for it anyways. That's silly. To be fair, this class goes from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., which is stupid because when the fuck do I even have dinner? Like, I don't know. Like, Jesus. I genuinely don't know. I'm probably gonna have like snacks at around 8 p.m. whenever there's a break, and then I go home. Thankfully, share lift, and I can directly go home. I don't need to take a bus after that. I can immediately have dinner prepared for myself. Like, it's not that complicated, but it's just such an inconvenient time. But yeah, that's sad. But yeah, that's it today. Nothing else. Natalie, we talked about Natalie a little bit, me and Pink. And, I don't know, it's just, I haven't seen Natalie in so long. And Pink was like, oh, is Natalie really fat now? Do you have a photo of her? And I went through my phone. And coincidentally, today, Natalie, on her private account, posted some selfies, which is weird. Natalie isn't the selfie kind of girl, but it's like blurry. It's not like trying to be hot. But it's just like this new Natalie is just, at this point, she's already completely different from the Natalie I know. So yeah. We also talked a little bit about Suki. So for some reason, Suki, she, like, while Pink was still at school, at a college, Suki actually privately contacted Pink randomly out of nowhere, even though they weren't that close to begin with, because she knew that Pink went through some depression, and Suki herself also went through something. And Pink doesn't even know what Suki's going through. According to Leia, it's eating disorder, but at this point, everyone's insane. So Suki asked Pink if they could meet up, and Pink was like, sure. So Pink went to that restaurant, punctual, and Suki didn't show up. Later, they rescheduled, and once again, Suki didn't show up. So that was really weird, and Pink doesn't like her anymore. Pink also complained about Olivia, saying how she acts high and mighty because she doesn't know how to, like, when they had hot pot together, long time ago, many years ago, Olivia didn't know how to cook the beef and, you know, put things in the pot, and Olivia doesn't know when a beef is cooked. And I'm like, that's not high and mighty. That's called baby. Olivia is a big baby. She's focused all her life on studying, and she doesn't know basic living skills. So, you know. And it also reminds me of Leia mentioned to me that someone in our class privately DM'd her, telling her that they're also LGBTQ, but Leia didn't tell me who it is to protect their privacy, and I totally understand that. I didn't inquire any more information. But it's funny how many years after the end of everything, there are still secrets going around. People are still complicated as they are, yet so simple. And I am forgotten, but hopefully whenever I tell my story about my school life, these people will know that Enoch had never forgotten about them. And I hope these people feel a bit bitter. Like, why is Enoch telling our story when he barely knows anything about us? The thing is, I'm making shit up. I'm a writer. This is my interpretation of what happened. This is my perspective. And if you don't like it, there's nothing you can do. Yeah. My story about my school life is the greatest retribution I'll ever have on my school life. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Alright, time now is 11:10 a.m. in the morning on August 16th. Yeah. We finally arrived on the last day. Sorta. Last 1.5 days. 1.5 more days until I leave this place. And yeah, I slept from 4:35 till 10:30, but I was like, I can't fucking do it. So I slept for maybe 20 more minutes. You know, despite being not dead inside, I am still really tired because ever since the 13th, I've been sleeping little, you know, not waking up naturally. So I'm honestly kind of tired. Yesterday when I was having a haircut, I actually almost fell asleep. Today I'm not filming any reviews anymore. I'm done with filming reviews in Hong Kong. I'm done with that. Today I need to do quite a lot of things actually. I'm having lunch with Cedric, that's my final lunch, and then I'll be buying some stuff in Taiku, checking out the CD warehouse, but most importantly, doing my glasses and also buying underwear and hopefully the pair of pants that I really want to get. And then that's it. And for the rest of the day, I'm going to be packing. I have a couple things to do, like screen recording anime so that I could watch them on the plane. And I'm doing it right now, in fact, but I'm going to have to do that to a couple more episodes. And all about Lily Shoo Shoo. And then on top of that, I am, what else? I think that's mostly it. So I spoke with Kay a little bit, the CEO of HKOS, and I thought she's gonna be like, okay, since you're not free anywhere, then don't come. But thankfully she was like, okay, we'll see you on August 24th then. So yeah, I will still be able to join and help out HKOS Film Festival on the 24th and August 25th. Which are the cooler 2 days anyways, because these 2 days, the festival is screening a Choi Hark film and 2 anime films, including Boat People. At USC, they're screening 2 small documentaries, which I'm not interested in seeing at all anyways, but hopefully during break in my animation class, I could just go over to SCA and take a peek or something like that. So, that's that. Another thing is, last night I got an email, at around 3 a.m., 2 things happened. One is I got an email saying that JPEG Mafia live show is giving out special offers. Now, the concert ticket, instead of $100, is now only $40. Whoa. So I immediately sent the screenshot to Victor. I'm like, hey, special offer. Again, I really want to go, but then I also don't want to go alone. But I hate being the guy who, like, keeps asking other people to go along with things. I'm like such a child. But I also really want to go, you know? So maybe I'll just go alone. I'll go solo. Who knows? I'm going to check Ticketmaster later. If it's not sold out yet, I may as well take the plunge. It's $40, man. That's like 2 Criterions, which seems like a lot, but really it's like, it's reasonable. It's fine. It's reasonable for a fucking, you know, yeah. the souvenirs I bought yesterday are like at least $40 US too. So, then yeah, another thing is Criterion finally announced their new titles for November. I've been checking the Criterion Instagram page a couple times already yesterday, and they announced Seven Samurai in 4K. So holy fuck! Thank God I didn't buy Seven Samurai back in February. I've been waiting for this for months. I'm getting the Seven Samurai 4K. It's dream come true. I was scared it's not gonna happen. I was scared that BFI is gonna release Seven Samurai on 4K and Criterion's not gonna do it. Criterion's doing it, so hell yeah. And now I'm only hoping for Mishima in 4K and Barry Lyndon in 4K. But yeah, aside from that, not much else. It's sad that I'm leaving this place. But aside from the Korean toast, I feel like I've done everything I can do here. And even the small minor things, like visiting the Hong Kong Film Archive or whatever. I'm not going to visit a temple or anything. But yeah, for that, I've already done that, like, last time I came back. Yeah, just, it's okay, it's fine, you know, everything's fine, and can't wait to go back to USC and continue my new life, you know. And yeah, I guess that's it. Nothing complicated. Fuck. Oakley dokley, time now is 6:08 p.m. Yeah, whew, sheesh. Fuck. Let's talk. Let's freaking talk. So, yeah, I went out to see Cedric today, my last official hangout. But then I just realized that that's false because tomorrow I'm seeing Leia for one more time. But, basically the last important meetup, because I've already seen Leia already. So yeah, I saw Cedric, we met up at Taiku. I woke up, like, the thing with my meetup with Cedric is that it's so casual. You know how many years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago, I would always assume that when you want to hang out with someone, it's always kind of a complicated thing, like when and where should we meet up, you know, how should we see each other, what should we do, let's plan it out. But slowly but surely it became more and more simple, like, okay, I'm free on Thursday night, yeah, let's meet up around that day at the MTR station, and then so we'll just go and we'll meet up there. With Cedric, it is even more vague and nondescript. I woke up at around 11 something, and then I told Cedric, like, hey, where should we go eat? Quarry Bay or Taiku? And at the end we decided to go to Taiku because I needed to go there to buy glasses and clothes and whatever. So Cedric's like, sure. Or he didn't even say anything, so I just assumed he's like, yes. And we both, I guess, also agreed on meeting at the MTR station. And I'm like, 12? And he's like, okay. So I just went to Taikoo Station. I was late for a couple minutes, and then he was there, and then we're like, hey. So I met Cedric, and it was awkward. I don't know why. I feel like I haven't seen Cedric in maybe 8 months, or maybe 9. I think 8. And I just, it's weird because throughout all my hangouts, I always talk to people in Cantonese, especially when we're in Hong Kong. But I see Cedric and I have to speak to him in English, and it's just so weird. It feels like something's off. And at first, I was like looking away, and I'm smiling awkwardly. I almost reverted back to my old self. I wasn't really that confident. And I also don't know what to say to him. He just seems like he doesn't care. He seems like he's being forced to eat lunch with me. He's just like, hands in his pockets or whatever, just like not really caring. And then we went to City Plaza, and then I'm like, what do you want to eat? And he's like, it's like your last day, right? What do you want to eat? So I spent like 3-4 minutes just looking at this giant board at the MTR exit at City Plaza, looking at what food I can potentially eat. So I eventually said, okay, how about Japanese food? Because there's not a lot of good Japanese food around USC. So we're like, fine. So we walked and walked around, and there was almost a moment where I became very indecisive because I don't know which restaurant to go to, and I don't know where am I going. And also, we only had about 90 minutes before Cedric has to go back to work, or actually less than that. So Cedric's like, well, we better start eating, like 12:40 at the latest. So I'm like, okay. So we went outside the mall at the end, and at some point, I don't even know where I'm walking to. I just know that there's a Japanese restaurant, or there are a few Japanese restaurants in the vicinity. So we ended up going to a place, and I'm like, okay, let's just go here. And it's a ramen restaurant, but I've had noodles yesterday. I don't want to eat noodles again today. And I know I'm eating noodles tomorrow lunch. That's my final meal. I'm like, okay, let's eat in there. So we went in, and Cedric was like, sure. Like, he just doesn't care at all. And I ordered chashu rice, and it's like $52. It's a really small bowl. It doesn't really fill me up. And then I ordered extra dumplings, but it's like deep fried, and they provide mayonnaise, which is weird. I wasn't expecting deep fried dumplings. That's not good. And I didn't order drinks. He ordered a ramen, and we sat and talked. And that's basically it. I don't know. We just didn't have a lot to say, but I think it's good that Natalie is not involved here because the space is now just the both of us, and I get to sort of exist in this space a little bit. And I sort of warmed up, and I started talking to him, and sort of explained it to him, like, oh, my parents are going to sell the apartment. And he's like, you've said this before. And I'm like, so I was scared that Cedric wouldn't want to listen to anything I'm going to say because he just doesn't care about me anymore. And to some extent it's kind of true, but I think today was good in that we had a pretty normal conversation, and that's like very plain, and it just kind of works, I asked him what has he been up to lately, and he's like, work. Everyone's lives are so fucking boring. Everyone's working, everyone's not doing anything interesting. I mean, neither am I, but at least I try to find interesting things to pick up on. And he's like, work. And I'm like, did you travel anywhere? And he's like, yeah. In January this year, he actually went to Japan. He went to Sapporo, Hokkaido, with Tyrus and some of his friends. And I'm like, oh, how is Tyrus doing? And he's like, okay, he's working. And I'm like, working where? And he's like, oh, some lab tech. So I'm like, okay, how about Idris? Have you seen him lately? And he's like, no. And I'm like, what is he up to? And he's like, no, I don't know. Like, it's very boring. We didn't even mention Natalie, not one bit, surprisingly. We talked, and I eventually talked about, how is USC and the classes, and, I tried to get Cedric to talk about himself because people like talking about themselves in general. And if I get someone to talk about themselves, they would want to be with me more because I sort of ignite the conversation for them. So I asked him, like, what else have you been doing? Like, what do you do on a daily basis? Like, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I go for walks. And I'm like, walk where? And he's like, I don't know, just random places like Toon Moon and I don't know, just some random spots. And I'm like, okay. I actually went to Toon Moon. So we talked about that a little bit, and then I told him, maybe you should go to Cam Tin because nobody ever goes there. And then he's like, okay, that's a good suggestion. I'll look into it, And then, we eventually... What else did we talk about? We eventually talked about romance, but even though last I heard from him, Natalie told me that Cedric is looking for a partner on Tinder or something. But according to Cedric now, this year, he said he's not even interested. I asked Cedric, oh, maybe you'll find an interesting girl in Brighton when you go back to the UK. And he's like, no, I don't think so. Like, I'm not even interested at this point. And then I talked about the Aero A spectrum, and it seems like he's not really buying into it. And I understand how he feels. He's like, okay, this is dumb. And I'm like, it's confusing, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's confusing. I love it. And he's like, okay. And then that's pretty much it. And then he immediately went back. No sentimental shit. No hugging. Unlike in the US where you gotta hug everyone, And here you don't. He just walks. He doesn't even tell me. He just walks away. Also, like, it's not like we went completely English. Like, when we ordered, we had to speak in Cantonese. So it's really weird to sort of jump out of it and then go back to the English. It's so fucking weird. And then that's it. And then Cedric's gone. And I'm like, see you next year. And he's like, okay. He's just gone. Again, I feel like partially he doesn't really want to be my friend. He'd rather be friends with Tyrus, obviously. He's a fucking cooler guy. He's not a virgin, and he's smart, and he's won awards, and he graduated and shit. But I'm not. But, I don't know, I think this is like a good, I'd like to do this, every time I go back to Hong Kong, have lunch with him or dinner, once a year, maybe once every 2 years, maybe once every 3 years. Plain, nothing, small talk, meaningless, inconsequential for the rest of our lives until we die. That's good. Like, this can be forever. There is no more story to this, and it's whatever, So, yeah. So anyways, I was at Thai Crew, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll do my own shit. So I went to Zoff, the glasses store, and solo YOLO, I did my glasses for $900, which is more expensive than I had remembered. But that makes sense because inflation is real. But yeah, we did some eye testing, and as expected, both my eyes got worse. They both worsened, especially in the area of astigmatism, but only a little bit. So it's not like that worse. Also, the first time I did my eye test, it was 2020. And it's been pretty much 5 years since then, or about 4 years. And my eyes worsened a little bit over the course of 4 years. It makes sense, So I got new glasses, and I wanted the exact same kind of glasses, same frame, same size as the one I lost. And then the woman there was like, no, we're out of that, that was old. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, I'll get something similar. So I got something similar, but Jesus, that glasses, it's basically the same as the one I lost. It's basically the same. So honestly, I'm totally fine. So we did the eye test, and it went okay, and then I paid with the credit card, and everything went well. I picked a box, and yay. So as I'm waiting for the glasses to be made, 45 minutes, I decided to go to CD Warehouse, and I was really like, after the short film and after this freaking haul, I'm like, I'm done. I can't buy any more shit. And I went to the CD warehouse just to take a look, and I'm like, ooh, if only I have this, if only I have that. And then I found Shoplifters Blu-ray, and I'm like, okay, that's a really good film, even though I haven't seen it, but I just know it's good. And then I checked Amazon to see if they have Shoplifters. Apparently there's no Shoplifters release in America. There's only the UK release. There's no American release of Shoplifters. That's insane. So I'm like, gotta buy it. It's only $149 anyways. I also did think about buying Hard Boiled and the Tale of Princess Kaguya, but the American version of the Tale of Princess Kaguya have so many more special features. And Hard Boiled, it's only $89 too. Jesus, so cheap. I was like, man, I want to buy it, but I didn't at the end. I thought, okay, I'll buy it next summer if it's still here. If it's not here, it's fine. It's not a necessity. I don't love that film that much, anyways. So anyways, I got Shoplifters. There's also this I found Criterion's there. I found a niche Wim Wenders film, Buena Vista Social Club, on Criterion. And I'm like, what? How did that even come here? And then I went to another like 4K UHD section of the store, which I previously have never really went to. And they have like new Criterions, like Billy and Pat Barrett, the kid, and like White Devil, like Black God, White Devil, and Quirrell. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? So that's very interesting. I also found the first Slam Dunk in 4K UHD, but it's like $400 and something, $430, and like I can't buy that. And for some reason it came in a DVD case, even though it's 4K UHD. And thankfully I found out that it's completely in Japanese, like not even Chinese subtitles. And then there's this crazy Godzilla -1 box set, and then there's this very beautiful Twilight Warriors of Walden Deluxe Edition. I had no idea a Hong Kong Blu-ray release would have so much attention put into it, which I really love. It's a great change to see. So I didn't buy that though, but it was like $260. So I got the glasses, and I went to Uniqlo to take a look, and what the heck? I can't find, first of all, the underwear that I want, they're from H&M. They're not from Uniqlo. The soft pants, I found some, and they're great, but they're expensive. And I'm like, how about the H&M prices? So, I don't know why, but I have this presumption that Uniqlo is cheaper than H&M. Because it's like simple, small, Japanese, and Japan is closer to Hong Kong. But I checked H&M, and H&M is cheaper. So I'm like, okay, fine. I need to go to H&M anyways to buy the underwear. So with the new Blu-ray and with the new glasses, I went all the way to Causeway Bay to H&M, right beside Windsor Palace. The same spot me, Zara, Miriam, and Leia went to play clothes changing, back in January last year. It's cool that these spots, I went there with friends, now have become like regular places I visit. But anyways, H&M, and I toured the floors, and I walked around and around. It's crazy because I seldom buy clothes on my own. The first time I bought clothes on my own was freaking the suit for Uniqlo back in 2022, right? The time I was panicking. This time it was like, it actually felt nice being alone because I was able to just ruminate in these clothes and like think. And I went online and I compare prices, and I also go to Reddit and see, male fashion advice. So I realized that, there's a t-shirt and it's like $79. That's pretty cheap for a shirt. I bought an Evangelion shirt for $50-something US. And then there's another even plainer t-shirt for $49. That's like $7. That's like $6 to $7 US. In Nordstrom Rack, it would be $60 to $70 for a shirt, and here it's $6 to $7. That's so cheap. What's going on? So I'm like, you know what? Aside from underwear and pants, let me get one more. Let me get a shirt. And also, I have too many black shirts. It's so boring. I want to be fun. I want to be colorful. So I thought about buying a pink shirt to match my maroon pants that I got back in Nordstrom Rack in that silly village Totem Lake. And then I went to the Reddit, and Reddit was like, no, actually, white and maroon, white and burgundy. And I'm like, okay, white. So I didn't buy a white shirt, but I thought I already had white clothes. Instead, I got dark green. I thought, ooh, dark green may match me. It's dark, so it's subtle, it's introverted, it's not warm colors, it's cold, but yet there's a little style. But what does green match with? Black? No way. So apparently green really matches with khaki pants and cream colored pants. I believe I do have that at LA. I do have that. It needs a belt though, but it's like good. It matches. Worst case scenario, I buy a pants that sort of match that. So that's great. I'm finally at a point in life where I'm buying clothes strategically. I see a shirt and I'm like, okay, what does this shirt match with? Just like how when I buy groceries, when I buy, tortilla, I don't just buy tortilla. I have to think, okay, well, I need avocados, and I'm thinking of like what dish I can make. So it's really cool. So yeah, I found out that the black pants that I really, really love, it's called Vingino, and the brand is Bermuda. Vingino Bermuda pants. It's long gone. It's super old, and it's an Italian brand. You can't buy pants like this unless you're in Western Europe. So I'm like, fine, but there are many other great pants here. So I got a similar pants that has the same texture, and I'm like, this is perfect. So I got it. It's dark blue, and then I had the underwear. I went to the fitting room to check out the shirt. I found the right size for me. The collar not too high up. If it's too high up, I look like a child. If the clothes is too baggy, it makes me look like a child as well. It makes me look like I'm a very small person inside a very large piece of clothing. But baggy clothes is also good, but I can't have it be too baggy. I gotta know my limit. So anyways, fashion. So the clothes, all my H&M stuff, all added up to $287. That's like around $37 US. Holy shit, that's cheap. $37 is like one shirt in Nordstrom Rack. So you know what? I don't regret it. Yes, today I spent crazy amount of money on the glasses and the Blu-ray and the clothes, but you know what? It's worth it. And then there's souvenir. Fuck, I burned through so much money in the last couple of days, but it's okay. And then I came back home, and now I have the whole night to myself. Final night. I should film a video actually. But yeah, everything's going fine. I'm gonna pack. I'm gonna prepare for departure, and it's gonna be great. I'm ready. I'm ready to go back and have a good fight. I'm prepared. Also, I haven't decided whether I want to do the JPEG Mafia concert thing yet. I really want to. And also, I checked this morning. It's not $39 anymore. It's $59 now. I don't know, man. I don't know. And Victor is not responding to me. So I may just go solo. I don't know. I may assume that some people I know are also going, like Matthew, because I know he's also a fan, but I don't think he's like that much of a fan. I don't know.
Kim?
I don't have rice.
Alright, this is it. My apartment, my bedroom, one final time. One final. Finalmente. Chair. Closets. Dirty clothes. Yeah. More clothes. Pajamas. That shit is leaking. Okay. Oh boy. Maybe these. Alright, time now is 2:27 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm pretty tired because I've been sleeping for like 5 to 6 hours a day for the last few days. And yeah, today is the last night. I had a really amazing dinner. Honestly, conceptually, it's a very simple dinner. It's just Chinese food. It's just rice, steamed eggs, steamed fish, pork belly, some vegetables, but it's food that I won't be able to make myself in America, and also it's, yeah, it is just really good, sort of satisfying last meal. Not only last meal of this stay, but also last dinner at this apartment, I guess. Again, it's depressing, but it's bound to happen, right? Yeah, so I'm packing. I played Monster for my family, and by that I mean my mom and my helper. And it was a great film, and then afterwards, right now I'm packing, and I'm packing really slowly, and it's already nearly 2:30 a.m. and I don't know what to do. I'm once again, even though I've packed so much, you know, I'm like an expert in packing at this point. At the same time, whenever I need to pack, I just don't have the motivation to. I just don't like the idea of, you know, stuffing everything into a couple boxes and a bag and then just like move everything all over again. It's just such a nuisance. But yeah, and I don't know why. Like, once again, I'm at an awkward position where it's like I don't know what to pack. Like clothes, and then like I'm honestly lost. I don't know what to do now. And I don't have a lot of time either. I'm flying tomorrow, 8 p.m., and I need to leave the apartment at 4. You know, I don't have a lot of time. So, yeah, this is yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know what to do. But you know what? It's okay. I think packing has become very easy for me. So yeah, I'm gonna figure it out, I guess. Um, yeah, I'm just thinking about what happens after I go back to LA. It's gonna be 9 something p.m. after I return, and it's actually a terrible time because 9 something p.m. is like 6 something a.m. So I'm gonna be sleepy as fuck. Normally I go to bed at around 4:30. So normally 6:30 I'm asleep. So 6:30 a.m. I'm awake, and then I have to go through customs, and I have to Uber home, and all that can happen in like 2 hours, I hope, unless I get detained again. But what comes next is the most stupid. Is like I need to wash so much. I need to wash my old blanket, and then my new blanket, bed sheets, and pillowcase, and then the pillow itself. I kind of want to rewash it actually. So this is gonna be really tough. I'm gonna have to stay awake until at least 2 or 3 a.m. in LA time, which is about 6 p.m. ish Hong Kong time, and then I'll finally sleep. But I probably won't be able to because of jet lag. So yeah, it's gonna suck. But yeah, that's 17th. I think I won't sleep until like 2 a.m. If I go home, I'll probably arrive at around midnight, and then washing all that shit will probably take me, or honestly though, if it takes too much time, honestly I would just skip the old blanket. I know the bed is like rock solid, but honestly it's like, you know, I can survive one night, you know, if it saves time. So maybe I'll just skip the old blanket. Ouch, my hand. Maybe I'll just wash the bed sheets, the blanket. All that probably takes around 3 hours. So yeah, 3 a.m. And also shower towels because I got to shower, right? And then the next day will be the 18th, and I normally wake up at 1 p.m. ish in Hong Kong time, so that's around 8 p.m. or like, no, not even 10 p.m. That's fucking terrible. Like, I can't go to Ralph's and shit. So I don't know. If I sleep at 3 a.m. and I say I have like a 10-hour sleep and wake up at 1 p.m., that's great. But of course that wouldn't, I have no idea. Anyways, whatever happens, second day, I'm going to Ralph's. I'm going to Ralph's. I'm getting all the food I need, and yeah, I'm going to Ralph's. I'm getting to all the food I need. I still haven't bought the JPEG Mafia concert tickets. I'm still thinking whether I should go, because at this point I don't think Victor's gonna go, so I'm gonna probably just go solo if I do want to go. And the tickets are cheaper now. Sure, the Uber fee, but I can take a bus to Hollywood. I know it sucks, but you know. I don't know. I just gotta coordinate the time. But either way, that's the 23rd. So that's like at least 5 days into round 5. So it's not like it's happening immediately. Yeah, and then yeah, so 18th I'm gonna go to Ralph's, 19th Trader Joe's, probably consecutive back-to-back, right? I'm probably also gonna go to AMC, The Grove, to watch DD. You know, if it's Discord Tuesdays, I'm going to The Grove. And then the thing is, Long Legs, I and Justin T want to watch it, but It appears that the 21st, it will be the last day it's playing, and Justin T arrives on the 21st. Not even like, holy shit, AMC can't even wait one more day. So I asked him if it's okay if we go on the 21st, and he's like, okay, sure. It can work, but it's gonna be tough. But yeah. And then maybe 22nd I'll edit with Tova, I don't know. And then 24th, 25th it's HKOS. And then on the 26th school starts. Holy shit, you know? So, yeah. Honestly, there isn't a lot of time to chill. I may have like a couple days to just sleep all day. But honestly, schedule's a bit busy. So, I don't know. Honestly, maybe it's a bad idea to go to the JPEG Mafia concert. Not only is it a waste of money, but also maybe it's like, you know, I don't know, maybe jet lag is gonna fuck me up. I don't know, because the concert starts at 7 p.m. and that's like 10 a.m. It's not that bad, but I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. Actually, if I want to buy, I should buy it now. I should make the decision now. I don't know. Okay, so let me think. 23rd. Again, it's like 5 days into round 5, and like theoretically my my jet lag shouldn't be that bad, but I don't know. It's just sleep from 17th to 18th. Hold on, you know what? Let me. I have a great idea. Since I have my schedule, like old schedule, I can just check how did I handle. I'm just gonna check how I handled sleeping. So I went to bed at 1 a.m. Holy shit. And only slept for 6.5 hours the first day of round 4. That's crazy. And then yeah, sleep was pretty terrible on the first few days. It was like sleep at 11 p.m., wake up at 6, sleep at 1, wake up at 7, 1:30, 7:30, sleep at 3 a.m., sleep at 9:30 a.m., wake up 9:30, sleep at 3 a.m., wake up at 9:30 a.m. My god. You know what? I think I can handle the JPEG Mafia concert. I really think I do. Unless it's sold out right now. That would be hilarious. Or unless it's more expensive again. Oh, it's still $59. It's tempting. It is tempting. It is very tempting. I don't know. Either way, I want to go to bed earlier tonight. Maybe 3:30. You know what? 3:45. 3:45 I'm going to bed, and then tomorrow at 8:30 I'm waking up, so that's less than 5 hours, but who cares? I'm gonna go to Hong Kong University to meet up with Leia, and maybe some other people will show up, who knows? Let's keep it as a surprise, you know, surprise me. And then yeah, I need to go back home at around 1. They're gonna have lunch outside. I told Leia I can't, I gotta go home. And yeah, I still have shit to pack that I need to pack tomorrow, like everything from toothbrushes to my laptops and my pajamas. That's gonna be dealt with tomorrow morning. Yeah. So okay, right now let's clear my head. Let's clear the head. Right now, I'm going to pack as many clothes as possible. Pack up my mangas and Blu-rays. Maybe set up my backpack just for a bit. And then I'm gonna call it a day. I also packed up my diagonal bag, so that one's gone. The luggage is obviously gone already. My pencil sharpener for sure, actually. And then I'm just gonna go to bed. 3:45, and I'm tired. Okay. Oh my God! When I go back, I'm gonna have to, wash this and wash that, and buy groceries, and go to Trader Joe's. Thank God I have like toilet paper and new clothes washing juice waiting for me. I also want to hit the gym too, but that can wait. Yeah, god freaking damn. I want to sleep.